All right, guys, we are heading into one of the biggest RPG summers of all time, if not the biggest one. So we're definitely going to discuss that and the hotness that is dropping. Plus, we have new announcements of RPGs, action games, and all sorts of stuff to go through. Trust me, you're going to want to stick through. And of course, drop those comments on what you're most excited about after you're done watching the video in the comment section below. But before we get into anything, what's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome back to another video. Today, we've got some awesome information for you guys, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, and click that notification bell to get all of our videos as they drop. So let's go ahead and get into the first topic here, guys, and that is the massive summer, the summer of JRPG, the summer of fun. I'm not exactly sure what to call it. Maybe in the chat you guys can let me know about this lineup that's happening on the Nintendo Switch and other platforms as well, but it's absolutely incredible. Now, this upcoming July is absolutely crazy. So here is the lineup. July 8th, we have Klonoa 1+2 Remake. Fantastic games with incredible Metacritic scores for a platformer being remade and put out there. If you guys want to see the Klonoa franchise continue, and by the way, this is one of the best platformers out there, make sure you check out Klonoa 1+2 Remake for all my platforming fans out there. Okay, July 8th, not exactly an RPG, but that's okay. Coming to Nintendo Switch, coming to multiple platforms. It's a great game. I'm pretty sure you guys will like it if you've never played it and you're into platformers. Now, next up, July 22nd, Live Alive, an RPG that never came over to the West, ever. Like, not in Europe, not in anywhere but Japan. And finally, after decades of just being in the vault, Square Enix and of course Team Asano are bringing this back, remade in HD 2D on the Nintendo Switch. This is going to be a game that you don't want to miss, because all these different characters that you guys are seeing, they all have a different gameplay genre attached to them. So you're playing essentially different games as you go along. And then at some point, all these character stories somehow connect and there's something that you have to do. So I've never played this game before at all. I never even knew it existed. But I'm thoroughly excited to get into it on July 22nd. Then, newly announced a game that has been delayed multiple times that people were like, man, this might be canceled. What is going on? What is this game all about? Yes, we've got Digimon Survive on July 29th. This game is part visual novel / choose your own choices and make hard choices and go to different things and have branching story paths, part strategy RPG, and it's finally ready to go on July 29th, which the game somewhat can't catch a break because Nintendo recently announced that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is launching on July 29th. It was supposed to launch in September, but it's launching on July 29th. Once again, having multiple games here now in July. We have 5 games if you count Klonoa 1+2 as 2 separate games. We have 5 games launching in July from the beginning to really pack towards the end of the month. And honestly, I've been looking back at the various different months for the Nintendo Switch and saying, okay, that was a pretty good month for RPGs. 2019 was pretty good. We had some here and there, but this might be the single greatest release month for RPGs in the history of the Nintendo Switch. 2 of them are on brands that we know that are usually pretty good. The Digimon games are pretty good, and Xenoblade games are really good. So pretty much all of this is guaranteed to be solid games, with probably the Digimon Survive game being the biggest question mark, considering it got delayed multiple times. You're not exactly sure what's going on with it. It is a little bit of a new style of game, but their RPGs that Bandai Namco makes in the Digimon universe have been good for the past number of years. So I'm expecting this one to be a solid experience. Not saying it's going to be like the greatest game ever, game of the year, but I think it's going to be a solid experience. And what more can we say about Xenoblade Chronicles 3? After they showed the newest trailer and the updated release date, the Uroboros and what you can do with that, the battle mechanics seem like they once again put in just this new gimmick that's going to open up so many different battle combat and possibilities, and it kind of takes little elements from all of the best Xenoblade Chronicles game and makes the perfect Xenoblade Chronicles game based off of the combat that I'm seeing right here and my extensive knowledge of Xenoblade combat that dates all the way back to the first game and all the way through all of the games, including the DLCs and the extra stuff like Torn of the Golden Country, which is a standalone, and also future connected Xenoblade Chronicles X and the overdrive system. You kind of have like that overdrive with the Uroburos, and it's timed and everything. There are a lot of things that I like about this. The class switching, there's just so much. So I think that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is going to be an incredible game to top off the summer of JRPG, or the summer of Japanese titles in July. It is going to be absolutely fire. So I'm looking forward to this quite a bit and picking up all of these games physically. You guys know when it comes to 10 Nintendo Switch games you should buy before they come rare. Yeah, we can add all of these to the list in a future video, but I'm very excited to get into all of these games, but decisions will have to be made. So we're going to go ahead and finish this topic off with what game are you going to be buying out of these, or what games are you going to be buying? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, now moving on to the next topic here, guys. We've got a brand new game announcement from the Daemon X Machina developers. Yes, it is a survival action game called Deadcraft. So publishers Marvelous, Xseed Games, and Marvelous Europe and developed First Studio have announced Deadcraft, a survival action game in which players must survive a world ravaged by zombies. It will launch for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam on May 19th. A demo is now available on all platforms, so go out there, pick it up, see the differences between them, and see if this is a game that you want to buy. Now, Deadcraft will be available in a $24.99 digital standard and a $39.99 digital deluxe editions. The latter includes 2 downloadable content adventures in addition to the core game. A special pre-order discount is also available on the Nintendo eShop beginning today, with the standard edition discounted 10% and the digital deluxe edition discounted 15%. The same offer will be available for all platforms when the game launches on May 19th through May 29th. So here are the key features of this game. So farm the dead to stay alive, plant fresh corpses or just a combination of limbs into the ground and give them a little TLC until they sprout into an undead army of infantry, sentries, and more. Creep-tastic crafting. Surviving the apocalypse sometimes means using whatever scraps you can find to make new weapons. Other times it means enlisting a loyal undead to assist in building and running an entire factory of grotesque machinery, churning out an unholy amalgamation of survival items. Death-defying powers of the undead. Reed's zombie side gives him a powerful advantage in a fight, allowing him to shield himself from danger or swat enemies away like annoying gnats. But as each devoured enemy pushes him closer to the zombie side, he'll have to take care to maintain what little humanity he has left. And last, but definitely not least, become a savior or a scourge. Help out other survivors to learn new recipes or abilities, but if Reed's hard up for money or supplies, shake down a local and take it off them, as long as he doesn't mind potentially becoming a wanted man. So there's a nice little wanted system based on whether you're doing good things or not. So I definitely like this here. So it is more like the isometric style of game, survival elements. I mean, it seems like it's pretty cool, and I think that a lot of you guys might like this. So check out the demo on the eShop, see what you guys think about it, and of course let me know if you've already played it. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. All right, and moving on to the final topic here, guys, we've got another 3D action RPG announced for the Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PlayStation. It's called Sword of the Necromancer Revenant. Grimorio of Games has announced Sword of the Necromancer Revenant, a 3D action RPG sequel to Sword of the Necromancer for the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and also PC. Unfortunately though, no release date was announced. So this new game is being developed, taking all the feedback from the original Sword of the Necromancer into account to create, quote, a refined and enjoyable Sword of the Necromancer experience, while keeping its signature original mechanic and expanding upon it. Here is a bit more information about the game. Now, Sword of the Necromancer Revenant is a third-person 3D action RPG with dungeon crawling sections. Revive your enemies once again and make them fight alongside you. With completely renewed battle and companion system, travel the continent, restore the sacred city of Uda to its former glory, and vanquish the ominous threat that looms over the world. Gather the powers of the Revenants, forgotten heroes of old times, and create a little army of dead to defeat the Necromancer once and for all. You got key features as well. Turn your foes into allies once again. Use the Sword of the Necromancer to resurrect defeated monsters and make them fight alongside you. Use the power of the Revenants. Once aggro great heroes, their spirits now wander the world. Defeat them in battle and unleash powerful summons. Improved and customizable AI. Set your monsters' tactics to get the most of each one. Brand new battle system, improved battle system with new possibilities like air combos, swap characters at any moment, and continue chaining hits. You can play solo or in local co-op. Play the whole game with an AI companion or lend a controller to a friend to play together in split screen co-op. Now it looks like there's no online here, but I do like the fact that couch co-op is making a little bit of a comeback in these types of games. Now, leave the dungeon. Travel the world and help its people, explore cities, towns, and open fields. Delve into procedural dungeons filled with enemies, loot, and challenges. Restore Uda to its former glory. Reconstruct a ravaged town. Recruit people and get new functions and services like shops, a forge, cook, and more. So it looks like we don't have any actual footage of the game quite yet, just some art and everything that they've put out there. So I will be using the first game, as many of you guys have probably already figured out when it comes to the footage here, but this is definitely good that we're getting more of these smaller end but cool action RPGs. This one's going to be fully 3D. They've got a bunch of new systems here, but it's good to see this. I love the amount of like remakes and old school titles and different style of games that are coming that have some personality and differences and kind of just something to really just shake things up just a bit. But I've been playing lately some of the smaller end games that I kind of missed the first time around, some of the smaller end RPGs that aren't the biggest thing. So to me, I like to see games like this announced that are $24 like we talked about with the Marvelous game, and also now with this one that doesn't seem like it's going to be a huge full price type of game. So Sword of the Necromancer, it's a game that people liked. Obviously it did well enough to get not only a sequel but also published on various different platforms here. So I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what this game is going to look and be shaped like. Although one thing that I noticed, man, like this looks like Saren. It looks like the box art of Mass Effect. That really reminds me of that with this alien or whatever that's right there. And I love me some Mass Effect, right? So what are your thoughts on this, guys, when it comes to all the different topics here from the summer of RPG fun, also with what Marvelous has with their brand new survival action game, and of course Sword of the Necromancer Revenant? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell. We will see you for the next video. Peace.